Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Chris Massimo back again with some more Apex Legends gameplay. Hope you guys are doing well today, and as you can see, we are playing some Dummies Big Day and some Apex Legends. So obviously, if you guys aren't aware, this is the new LTM that is now available to us, and honestly, it's been pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's been pretty frustrating as well too, pretty hectic, and very competitive if I might say so myself. I think what's actually really cool about this is just the fact that obviously there are no powers or no abilities, of course, that are able to go ahead and use within the game. Of course, there are some certain abilities that we get to use, but it's nothing that we're used to. And of course, I know that this was an event that was actually previously in the game before. So for the most part, for this particular video, before I actually get into things, I just want to inform you that, this video, there isn't like a specific win or anything of that matter. There's actually just, kind of like my best plays, I would say so. I got a small little taste as to how the gameplay is, and like I had mentioned, it's actually really fun. The loot's actually pretty decent as well too, but for the most part, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys, some highlight reels, or at least some pretty good gameplay on my part. But for the most part, guys, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next 10 seconds. Alrighty, welcome back, guys. And so as I was mentioning before, of course, this is basically going to be a highlight reel. And the reason for that being is because I actually had some pretty clutch plays. There were moments where I was actually really doing well and, of course, just frying the entire lobby. But then there are some other cases as well, too, where I feel like I maybe should have done some different plays, or maybe, of course, just rethink the whole situation, and, where I could have been able to go ahead and clutch things out. Like, and for this particular gameplay, as you can see right now, obviously I was able to almost get a full squad wipe, and then of course I was able to almost get a full squad wipe on the other team. But then eventually what ended up happening is that maybe it's just because I didn't heal correctly, or maybe my shots just weren't on point. But for the most part, like I said, I've been having a lot of fun. And it's funny because I called the title of this video the Power Rangers, and anything in relation to that was just because I think it's really cool. Obviously you get to play as dummies. You don't really get to choose a legend. You kind of just get to choose what favorite color that you actually want to go ahead and use the most. And I feel like this gameplay really brings out obviously who you are as a player. And what I mean by that is just the fact that since there are no abilities, you don't have to worry about obviously someone getting a res, or someone getting a scan, or getting killed by gas. It's more just the fact that who you are as a player, obviously your skill set, and of course the decisions that you make. And like I had mentioned as well too, there were some certain decisions where I feel like I could have been playing on my part, where I could have been better, and of course win some certain gunfights. Like right over here, as you're gonna see, obviously I do have some heals, and instead of trying to challenge this gunfight, I should have probably healed up a little bit. But for the most part, I kind of just got a little too kill thirsty, and I was within the moment. But obviously we always know what's the best thing to do eventually once the game is over, right? But like I had mentioned, obviously it exposes you and the other opponents that you're playing against, because I feel like in certain cases in this particular mode, I was able to go ahead and get some certain kills because my skill set was a little bit better. But then there have been moments where the other players were a lot better than me, just because the fact that obviously they got better shots, or they were just a better player. But of course as well too, I will have to say that the third parties in this game mode has been crazy. And the reason for that being is because at least if the other team is the other team. And what I mean by that is just the fact that, you can tell if you're fighting against a Bloodhound, a Caustic, and a Wraith, and then next another team shows up. And then, of course, next it's a Lifeline, a Pathfinder, or a Bangalore. In that particular case, you know that it's another team. Over here, there's no like footprints, there's no communication, you can't hear anything because they're dummies. And because of that, it's hard to know when there's another squad unless you're really paying attention to the subtext on the side, as you can see from the left. So it was a little adjustment, I might say so myself, especially when it came to the time that I was actually just solo queuing. But fortunately, when I was actually able to go ahead and play with my buddies, we actually did pretty well, and I popped off in this particular game. So for the most part, guys, like I said, it's been really fun. I do enjoy it, if I might say so myself. I kind of wish I was able to go ahead and just show you the wins that we were able to get. But like I said, I actually did really, really, really well. And I just wanted to go ahead and show you some really cool clutch plays. But, as the state of where Apex is going, I might say so myself that, I feel like it's going in the right direction. However, I still do wish that we were able to go ahead and get some, certain content. And maybe if they can go ahead and release these like limited time events on a weekly basis, has just like the way that they have been recently. I feel like it can really bring life into the community, and of course, maybe release some frequent updates, or maybe just some certain guns or new legends. But I'm sure the developers are working on something behind our back. and we have to just go ahead and stay tuned for that moment. But what's also really cool is the fact that finally we're getting the ranked split that's actually coming into the game very soon. I believe it's next week, if I'm not mistaken. So, and I think I'm still in Plat 4. I'm trying to see if I can probably push to maybe even Diamond. I highly doubt that I can with the amount of time that I have left. But hey, you know, if we can, obviously that would be awesome. But otherwise, if not, we can always give it a shot next try. But for the most part, I'm excited for the reset. I feel like maybe the game has been a little bit too sweaty lately. The reason for that being is just because of skill-based matchmaking. I feel like I've come to, you know, games at the end of the match where, you know, everyone's just playing late game, or a lot of people are just camping, or just other situations where I've died within the game, and, you know, it can get pretty frustrating. But for the most part, like I said, you know, we just got to go ahead and wait and see as to what goes on and what's going to be happening. But other than that, guys, you know, this is pretty much the gameplay. You know, hopefully, you know, you guys enjoy it. You know, of course, I just like taking those moments where I just get to go ahead and just talk and really not really have too much of a topic to go ahead and address. Obviously, this is addressing the new gameplay that's coming out, or the new limited time event, but other than that, you know, it's been pretty chill, and I appreciate you guys vibing with me. But right over here is basically the same thing from what I was mentioning earlier. It's just the fact that right over here, I couldn't tell who was who, and I kind of probably wish maybe that I've, you know, maybe played it a little bit more safer, or maybe it ran a little bit further back, and maybe just obviously not be as aggressive. But I knew that I could take this team. You know, they were really weak. I looked at my shield at the time, and I was like, you know what, it's not too bad. But then I realized, I was like, oh my gosh, there's another team, and my teammates were actually letting me know that there was another team. But, you know, it was very unfortunate that, you know, this wall was literally like right in the way. So then obviously I was a little upset at first, because I feel like I was eventually able to go ahead and get some knocks, and I could have finished this whole squad. And if anything, I could have had potentially 10 kills right here just because of these two squads that were right over here. But of course, like I said, it is what it is. It all works out, and, you know, the badges and the kills really don't mean anything too much, because, you know, there's no specific legends. So with that being said, guys, if you guys have made it this far, I just want to say that I really appreciate all of you guys and all the support that you guys continue to do. And other than that, guys, stay tuned for the next following videos that are going to be coming out. I have some great ideas and great gameplay coming for you guys. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.